What's up, guys? We're out here in East Austin looking at some teardowns. Let's go take a look. So we're out here on Tillery, East 16th. There's Airport Boulevard. On the other side of Airport Boulevard is Chestnut, which is basically just one or two steps further along in the development process than this neighborhood. Older houses here, some of which we can see one or two down here that have had really nice renovations done to them. So we've got two properties to look at on this street. Now this neighborhood is zoned SF3, which means that you could go ahead and put a single family residence on the property. You could build an ADU in the back. You have a really nice corner lot here. The house itself is definitely a tear down. But I figure, what the heck, let's go take a look inside. Let me turn my light on for this one, let's see. Here we go. It's a lovely smell. We're gonna try not to fall through any floorboards. I was bringing a good friend who was visiting from out of town. He was visiting Austin. We went to look at a teardown that I had listed out in the county, and he fell right through the floorboards. So that was a fun time. The neighborhood kids have broken in here. And one of the cool things about this property is it's being sold with the permitted plans. It's a really, really nice structure. I'm gonna toss it up on the screen. Now let's look at some of the numbers on this project. So this property is listed for sale for $380,000. Let's say that the permitted structure is planned to be 2,000 square feet, just to keep our numbers easy. If you're into your build at a cost of $175 a square foot and could purchase the land for a discount, you'd potentially be into it for $700,000 all told. Nearby comparable properties are actively listed for about $1 million, and you do need to account for your holding costs and slower market activity in 2023, but for somebody that's in control of their timeline and costs, there's absolutely some meat on the bone with this deal. Definitely one of the nice things about this property is the size of the lot and the location. You've got a ton of space back here. You have access both to Tillery and to East 16th Street. With plenty of room for putting a ADU back here. The neighbors right here have done. The neighbors over here have done. I don't think that's an ADU, I think that's a garage unit. That's the perfect way to be able to Airbnb your property, because within city limits, you do need to have a homestead exemption on your property to rent it for shorter than 30 days. Build out the front house, have that as your main living space. Put the ADU back here that you could have rented out on Airbnb. You could actually stay in the back unit and rent out the bigger house if you wanted to make more income off the property. Bye. All right, let's go down the street a little ways. Sneak through here. Not getting caught. Seen some better days. Gas service, although it's not servicing anything right now. That looks legitimate. Again, a good sized lot. So you put your front house up here, ADU back here. Now what you'll notice is that this, well, one, you'll notice you have a car right here. So I guess that would come as a non-realty item. Although being that it can't leave, one might consider this to be a fixture on the property at this point. So this is a common thing to have happen in these older neighborhoods with larger lots. Demolish the front house or renovate that, build the ADU in the back. And one of the things that's not as good of a setup for the neighborhood as in some other neighborhoods is that there aren't alleyways behind the lots. So in a lot of these East Austin neighborhoods, you'll have alleyways that run behind the lots, which means that, for instance, if your ADU is here and there's an alleyway right there, the people in the back can have rear access. So you could have a fence between the two properties and really have it kind of set up like site condos, where you could have two people living separately, having totally separate access to the property. You know, if you build two structures on this property, you're gonna have to have the house, you know, right here, and then the driveway to the rear unit running along next to the front main house. All right, let's take a look inside. All right, we got it unlocked. Let's go take a look. Even though there's no reason to do anything other than rip this place down and kill it with fire. Honestly, not even looking at what the camera is shooting as much as making sure where I put my foot isn't about to fall through. Dang, it's like hostile. That's where you're gonna go busting through if you do anything. So much smaller houses. I think this is only about 700 square feet.
The wind finally came down this week, which gave me a chance to take out my drone and play around a little bit. So here's a shot of the first house that we looked at. Great access both to Tillery Street and East 16th. Here's the second house that we looked at. This is panning over Airport Boulevard towards Chestnut neighborhood, which is where I live. And of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't have a nice look at our downtown Austin city skyline.